I've been asked many times about my white canes, and today's the day I'm going to talk about what canes I use, when, why, and the differences between them, and why I have three in the first place. I have a visual impairment called visual snow syndrome, and a part of that is night blindness, and that's pretty much what I use my cane for. Only at night, because that's the only time I can't really see well enough to get around. I will link a video somewhere up here explaining what visual snow syndrome is, because this isn't that video. But my three canes, that went extraordinarily well. We will start with the first cane I ever got, which is this thin boy. This is called a cymbal cane. Woo. And I have already made a video about what a cymbal cane is, which I will also link in the void up there. So it folds up real small, real nice and small. This is possibly, I forgot how small this one is because I haven't used it in a while. But this one is literally just to symbolise that I am visually impaired or deafblind. So the red part, if you see someone with a white cane and it's got red stripes, that means that they also have a hearing loss or audio processing disorder or are deaf. The terminology varies person to person. So this essentially is deafblindness, cymbal cane. People who can hear perfectly fine will probably just have a completely white one. I went to the Natural History Museum and I love dinosaurs. Dinosaurs are cool, but their dinosaur exhibit is low lighting, so it's quite difficult to see the floor, and there's lots of small children running around. I hadn't packed this because I didn't think about it, but that would be a situation where I use this. The telling people that I'm deaf as well is if they want to offer me help, or if I'm in the way, or they just need to basically say something to me like get out of the way. Hopefully they would know that they need to do a little bit extra, like come and stand in front of me, or like I probably won't know that you're talking to me if I can't see you, so just like a gentle like, hey, you don't need to do the weird waist grab thing to move someone out the way, that's just weird, let's put that to bed right now. I very rarely use it nowadays because I have this boy, which is the same, kind of. This was the first long cane that I got. This was originally 4 panels, but when you stand up, I'm gonna absolutely show myself with this t-shirt now, but when you stand up it's supposed to be like mid-chest-ish. Imagine how long this was with the extra bar of that. It was taller than me. That's what happens when you don't order from a sight loss shop. So then we had to remove one of the middle bits, which means we had to cut the elastic. Because this was before I even knew that a long cane would be useful to me. So I was like, sod it. It was cheap, so we'll just cut the elastic and then it'll be fine. And then I had to hot glue gun the middle bits back together. Don't recommend. And it also has like this like pointed tip. It's kind of worn on the end now. You can't really see that at all, which isn't super great for the terrain that I walk on. And also it doesn't fold anymore, so if I commit to taking this, it's a commitment. So I bought this boy. So this is an Ambutech round rolling ball tip. It is spinning, I swear. With elastic, it folds. I bought this as a white cane, and then I bought the red tape and taped it myself. I couldn't find anything online about if it's supposed to be a specific pattern of tape. This looked like it did the job. So yeah, it's got a round ball on the end, so it glides over things a bit more easily. So I use this when it's dark and I need to get somewhere. Why not use a torch, everybody asks. Well, I could use a torch, but that's not particularly helpful in terms of other people being aware that I can't see. And it doesn't really tell me a lot about the ground, because the way night blindness works, at least for me, is even when I shine a torch, to be useful that has to be bright. I also have light sensitivity, so it kind of hurts more. And it doesn't give you a lot of field of vision. Like, it gives you like a little dot on the floor, and that's not really useful or super safe. And it doesn't give me like textural information or like depth. It's not just put light on a thing. Now if I needed something like up close to my face, like my phone, I can see my phone when I'm outside because that is light and it's shining at me at a reasonable distance. But there's also no depth involved in that, I just need to be able to see it. So like when I'm using this, and I also have Google Maps on my phone, and it confuses the hell out of people, it gives you more than just having a torch. Now I could have both, I just don't, because I don't need to, because I have this. I'm still figuring this out as well. Like, I'm still figuring out when I need to use my cane. A lot of the times I forget it. I moved house and lost it for a little bit. And it's a whole process and a whole journey of like overcoming that, am I visually impaired enough to need it? And oh, what do people think because I've just walked out of a lab looking at a microscope, but now I actually can't see, but what will they think? And there's still like a constant like mental thing of just like, it's not for other people, it's for you, so you trip over again. So the experience of upgrading my canes, it was interesting. So I had to do a lot of the mental work to kind of be like, no, I deserve this. I deserve to move around the world in a safe way. And if that means getting a long cane, that means getting a long cane. And then it was just a lot of practicing. So I would recommend going and getting proper O&M, orientation and mobility training, because I did not. And it is difficult. So I don't recommend doing it how I did it, but what I did was I just practiced in a place where I could see. So like daytime, around my house where I was sort of familiar with. And then just trying to learn what stuff felt like. I did a couple of bits where I like closed my eyes just to make sure that I was actually paying attention to the feeling and not what I was seeing. Because even though I'm visually impaired, I still use my eyes, as most of us do, to get around. So I'm not really, the tactile information wasn't something I was used to paying attention to. And then I did like grip training things, you know, like the grippers. Because it's really heavy when you like, I'm not like swinging it around like a scythe, but it's heavy and it's quite hard to use if you are not used to doing that sort of a movement, which I was not. So like the cymbal cane is like, it weighs like, I don't know, I'd say less than 100 grams. It's really, really light. Whereas the long cane is closer to a bag of sugar. And having that, even if the ball on the end is super lightweight, having it on the end of a very long stick, it makes the weight more, so you notice it more. So with the cymbal cane I can hold it like long, I can hold it folded, and it's just kind of there, it's not really touching the ground, it just exists in my hands. Whereas like the long cane, it's more to hold, more to navigate with, and more to just do stuff with. And it just takes practice. Wasn't super easy, wasn't super difficult. Do recommend getting some sort of O&M coach, or you know, interacting more with like blindness charities who can provide resources. I did not do that because I was like, you know, that service is for people that like maybe need it all the time, even though I needed it. So don't be like me. And then, yeah, it was just practice, and then building up confidence using it, as in the physical, I know what I'm feeling underneath this cane, and then getting used to using it in terms of other people having opinions. And to be fair, most people, not so bad. It's usually when I'm doing things like using my phone and my cane at the same time, because people don't understand necessarily that you can use your cane for one symptom while not struggling with that same symptom close to your face. See, I think night blindness needs a whole video of its own, to be honest. But yeah, it was a big step. but it made my life safer at night. And I just, if you feel like you need a long cane, you probably do, and you would probably benefit. And the worst thing that can happen is you don't benefit, and you just learn something new about yourself and your visual impairment and what works for you and what doesn't. So when would I use this opposed to this? Well, this also works as a symbol cane. Like, if I'm just carrying this upright, people know that I can't see if I've got this, whereas like this, they're just like, why, what is it? Like, this is way more known than this, and I want this to be known, but everybody knows this. As I'm starting to run more, like when I'm running by myself, it's easier because there's not loads of people. I deliberately run at quieter times, usually in the daytime, but sometimes nighttime is unavoidable. That's when I use a torch as well, because I go where the street lights are, so it's lighter, but I have a torch just in case, because I can't run with this. This is too heavy, and if it gets stuck, it's going to really hurt. This could be used, I've not done it yet, but when I run in events, so I'm training for the Cambridge Half Marathon, we'll see if that goes ahead for me. But this is something that I would use because I have a vest custom made that says Deafblind Runner. This is lightweight enough that I could hold that while running, so people would like see it. This is too heavy to do that. And there's many reasons I would pick this over this or this over this. I don't really have the expertise and knowledge to give advice on that, but this is for like going out and walking. This is for anything less or more than walking. This fits in almost every bag I have. This does not. This I use in drag because microphone. It's also useful for like the stage and stuff because it touches the floor, so I know where the edge of the floor is if it's a raised stage. So when I did this video somewhere up here with Sense, that was on a raised stage, so I needed to just suss that out beforehand, but I didn't need it during the performance. But yes, I do use a long cane sometimes, and I do use a symbol cane sometimes, and I pick randomly based on how I feel, because with visual snow syndrome as well, there's not like a lot of information and like advice out there, so using a white cane for visual snow syndrome isn't really talked about. So there isn't really any guidance of like, oh, you should get one of these and you should use it here, or like you would benefit more from one of these. It is literally just trial and error, and everyone's visual snow syndrome is different. So, and you know, comfort levels, because taking the step to use a long white cane as opposed to this, that's a bigger step. So I hope that has answered some questions. If you have any more questions, of course, put them down in the comment section below. While you're there, like this video, and subscribe to my channel for more stuff. Videos come out sort of as and when. I try and do them on a monthly basis, but we will see. But yeah, stick around and ring the notification bell so you never ever miss a video. See ya!